Hi, my name is Cindy Grasso, and welcome to my podcast. Here, I talk about the Bible, how to strengthen your faith, and help you grow closer to God. Today, I'm going to answer the question. I'm trying to understand why I see writings, we should fear God. I don't understand the fear part. That's a great question, and hopefully, I can give you a good enough answer to help you understand the language of the Bible. Absolutely is surrounded by the world of the Bible that we need to understand. And the difference of fear when they talked about fear versus when you and I talk about fear. When the Bible is talking about fearing God, it is not as somebody that we should live in fear of. Fear in our modern world is the feeling, it's terror, it is anxiety, it is being afraid that someone's going to hurt you. It is an abusive, like you afraid of someone who abuses you? Absolutely. You're afraid of being hurt. You're afraid. And so, seeing that all throughout the Bible, in the Old Testament and the New Testament, can be very confusing when God is a God of love. And how do you fear love? How do you have a relationship with someone that you fear? I think that's probably a better way of saying that, because we know that in our world, if we fear someone, we are not going to trust them. We do not want to have a relationship with them. We will avoid them. We will stay away from them to avoid that fear because of how we use this word in our modern day and in our language, in our world. In the world of the Bible, in the first century that the apostles wrote in, as Jesus walked in, as well as the Old Testament and in the Psalms, King David was a prolific songwriter, and their prayers, and we learn so much from them, but in there is a lot about fearing God. So when I'm going to pull one, it's Psalm 66, verse 16. And it says this, "Come and hear, all you who fear God, and I will tell you what he has done for my soul." Now, even in that sentence, it sounds weird to go, well, if you fear God, how can he do anything for your soul? But in the world of the Bible, that word fear means awe and respect, honoring the power of someone's authority. This is more about being reverent and understanding the power of it. They would say you fear someone, not that you are afraid of them, but you stand in awe and respect for who they are and what they've done. And if you were a God-fearing man, it means that you had put God and saw him for who he was and what he has done. He is the creator of the universe. And I have to say that I do believe that if God revealed in all his glory himself completely to us, that we would have some fear because he is so powerful. And that this powerful God, who is a father, that's the role that we relate to him through Jesus. He says, I'm going to show you who I am through Jesus Christ. Even as Jesus walked and he did miracles and he talked about God, people were in awe of him, but you don't see people fearing him. Because if they feared him, they would not come to him to get healed. They would not ask questions. They would not engage him. In fact, the only people that feared Jesus were the Pharisees, because they were afraid he was going to take away their power. So in Old Testament, if you feared God, you put him in the proper place. You respected his power, his holiness, his awesomeness, and you stood in awe of him. Peter talks about this in his letter to the church. 1 Peter 2:16 through 18 says, and he's kind of giving them a how to live in the world amidst people who do not believe in God, who do not know Jesus yet. How do you live in the world? And this is what he says. Live as people who are free, not using your freedom as a cover up for evil, but living as servants of God. Honor everyone. Love the brotherhood. Fear God. Honor the emperor. Servants, be subject to your masters with all respect, not only to the good and gentle, but also to the unjust. He is telling them that everyone serves God. So he's using that language of, again, of fear God, but it is not be afraid of him, that he's going to punish you, that he's coming after you. Fear God. It is put him in his proper place and worship him. Stand in awe of him. Be reverent of this amazing God who loved us so much that he sent his son for us to show us who he was, to do miracles and then to die on the cross for us and set us free to truly have a relationship with God because we can stand in Christ's righteousness and have a relationship with this holy, amazing God. So I hope that that answered the question. And if you have more questions, email me at cindygrasso@me.com and I will answer some questions for you. Thanks for listening.